Raxts is a Roblox predator who was exposed in late 2021. She's had allegations of death threats, faking suicide, grooming minors, and more. I have had a personal conflict with this creator, shown on my channel, most likely the video before this one. Since then, I have done more research and I have even found more evidence conflicting her defenses, and I haven't found a single video explaining it all yet. So without dragging this intro on for too long, this is the Raxts verdict. On January 3rd, 2022, a tweet was released by RavePrime stating the following: trigger warning, death threats, etc. Raxts, an infamous Twitter influencer known for her dramas in the RTC, is now being called out for grooming, blackmailing, threats, and a couple more. Raxts, who is exposed for multiple stuff that we will get into, Raxts was recently exposed for grooming a 14-year-old, sending threats to multiple people, faking multiple times, and violating DMCA. Raxts had sent death threats to many people for certain reasons. She also has been accused of blackmailing and slander, which is proven to be real. Multiple people called her out for her disgusting acts, and Raxts made her supporters attack them. Raxts calls out anyone who criticizes her in any way and accusing them of doing something bad when Raxts provides no proof of it whatsoever. Raxts also overreacts over little things and has been told to take a break off of social media by multiple people. Raxts has also falsely accused a Roblox troll YouTuber known as Benny P for apparently asking her for which wasn't even Benny, but instead was a fan who was impersonating Benny, and she knows this but continues to harass Benny with her supporters. Till this day, Raxts claims that she did not groom a minor in public tweets while she admitted to grooming a minor, stating the past is the past in our interview last month. She has also been exposed for being transphobic, which she claims she isn't when it's clearly a lie. In a recent Twitter space, she talked about how she is going to take legal actions against Obscurist for apparently harassing a minor whilst the minor was the one attacking Obscurist. Her supporters have been manipulated by Raxts into thinking that she is always the victim. To end this thread off, we will link a 163-page document exposing Raxts, which contains a lot of proof regarding the drama, which is fully written by Obscurist. This document will be linked in the description if you want to read it all, but I will sum it up the best that I can. We're first greeted with an image of Raxts admitting that she groomed a 14-year-old and tries to disregard it by saying the past is the past and saying that the 14-year-old is the problem because they are whining about it still. Raxts has also tried to bribe somebody instead of giving an apology with a Roblox toy code. This is not the first time we'll see Raxts bribing people. A couple pages later, we have a tweet that Raxts made supporting children making and exchanging flash. The thread reads, I know a lot of you are young, but if you ever have a friend or come across somebody who's been spread, do not be the person that says, why did you send them in the first place? Just don't. There are many reasons that it's very common for young teenagers to do it. If you look into the investigation, you would understand. Don't be that person. Support them and tell them that you are there for them. Sometimes they do it because they feel lonely and they don't want somebody to leave them. Next, there's an image of Raxts saying, and I quote, I'll fucking find you and kill your parents. Do so, dumbass. Say it's a commission for your friend. She said this because one of her fans didn't want to bother one of her busy friends. The fan she said this to then went to Nisami, who I asked for their side of the story from here on. Here's what they said. Someone commissioned me to draw Raxts. After I finished, I gave the said commission to the artwork, and they went to Raxts claiming that it was fan art for her. I was told that she was making money off of the artwork as well. On the document, these are the DMs that Raxts sent to Nisami. Honestly, I'm just saying now, be careful. Know what you're doing before something happens. Love, I know what I'm doing. Besides, I'm Raxts, lol. You can take your goddamn art and shove it up your ass. I was told a lot. I can leak this shit if I really wanted to. I may in a few hours. Show people what you draw, lol. She then went to publicly post private art that Nisami drew with the caption, Merry Christmas, Nisami. I found these, lol. I have no idea what kind of fucked up things you've drawn. Aw, are these personal? Too bad. How about we show everyone what you draw? First off, I'm not sure how you got those. Artists draw everything they're feeling. Sometimes cannot be explained through words. Those images you somehow got are things that only I can relate to. Artists can't vent their feelings? Oh, they can, unlike you. Who the fuck draws this shit? That's Nina, right? You have no right to know. I'm losing my patience with you. I might as well remove you myself. Go ahead, this is an alt. Before I read any further, the following DMs are allegedly Raxts on an alt account, pretending like it's not her. Corey, I understand you do not like Raxts, nor do you support her, but that doesn't mean you can steal her art either. You stole the artwork that was made for her. It's fan art, and you officially are not part of the family. Either leave and get your dumbass friends away, you introverted freak. You are scared of people and you don't even have friends. You're just a bitch, and I honestly hope you get the pain you deserve. I heard many things about you. You removed people from Instagram for being inappropriate. I also heard you were a freak talking to demons. Spooky. Bitch, please. In real life, you are known as a crazy freak and called shit. You don't deserve shit, nor you deserve your art showcased. Raxts added her artwork in it anyway. It does not belong to you, nor do you own it. You have no evidence to back up your claim, yet you come after Raxts? Get a life, you freak. Hello? At your weakest? Are you finally gonna go commit suicide? Honestly, it's for the best. You're nothing. On Twitter, you're just a small dumbass who is fucking disturbing. You can't be normal at all. I saw your passings you drew. LMAO. You fucking weirdo. Freak. Kill yourself. After these DMs, she posted tweets talking shit about Nisami and continued to harass her in DMs as shown on screen. She threatens to leak more and keeps telling her to kill herself. She tells somebody to go harass her on another account, which the DMs are on screen now, and that person says that all the accounts are her. That would mark the end of that situation, after a little more harassment of course. There are now screenshots on screen of her posting tweets to make people feel bad for her, saying that she is committing self-harm, saying she hates herself, and then she started DMing her friends asking if they feel bad for her, telling them they're making her feel more like shit when they're trying to help her, and on top of it all, sending all this to somebody who she's only known for a few days. This is only one of the examples of her faking depression and suicidal thoughts for attention. She then goes back to harassing and using ults to tell people to kill themselves. After this, Raxts proceeds to threaten to leak the receiver's social security number and then posted their IP in the chat. The following is screenshots of DMs that she's had with people below the age of 16 while being 17 years old. Raxts has said homophobic, transphobic, and racist things. That's not all though. She's also dated a 12 to 11 year old at 17 and faked killing herself 3 times, then showed her self-harm scars to her kid audience. She also manipulates her fans with giveaways and pretends she's just oh so hated for no reason and she wants to stay positive. I won't go into the rest of the document and I highly suggest you read the rest of it for yourself. After this document got released, YouTubers made videos covering it, including Natixka, Parlo, and Milkdud. We'll start explaining what happened with Raxts and Natixka since the videos are still up. Natixka released a video explaining what happened with Raxts on January 4th, 2022. This video was showing images from the document and explaining it all, and it was more of a news video than an exposing video. Raxts decided to expose Natixka because she got involved in the drama.
But unlike with the Parlo Talks Too Much one that has comments enabled, they made sure that the comments were disabled in the video about me.
During exposing Natixka, she ended up giving people more screenshots because she misgendered Natixka and acted sexist towards her.
This isn't something that I was overly upset by, and it still isn't, especially at the time because I assumed that possibly she didn't know. But yeah, I am transitioning. But I do find it quite funny that she's taking this moral high ground trying to call everybody else out, and her herself is being a big transphobe in the game towards me.
Now that we've covered all of the past drama, let's get into where Raxts is now. On March 8th of 2022, I joined Please Donate, and my friend joined with me. When we got in, I set up a booth, and my friend noticed that the person next to me looked familiar. After a quick Google search, I remembered who Raxts was. We told everyone on the server to avoid her and told them about the allegations, and she was quick to protest. I don't remember too much from that day except that. After that, I made a YouTube video about Raxts, and I showed some of her arguments alongside an admin interrogation. I will now show clips from that video and explain why her arguments are not true. Now, I want to debunk her main argument first, in which she says the past is the past. This argument is completely ignorant and selfish because it disregards trauma. She says that people are being very harmful, calling her a predator because she's been through traumatizing experiences, so any other argument is hypocrisy. The next thing I'd like to mention is during the video, somebody named Wyatt appears defending her and says that she's been nice to them, which I assume would mean it's somebody that she knows, or has talked to in the past, considering that one of her Twitter spaces I heard a follower join and ask her if she's asking the same thing she did to her follower last night, meaning she does talk to her audience even if it's not often, or few of them. Wyatt mentions that she's been nice to them, meaning they've had conversation in the past. This makes them acquaintances at the least. Now, with the information that these people indeed do know each other, we can go into how Wyatt joins and instead of defending her, they go after my avatar, stating that I'm cringe because they cannot provide a proper defense. This is a very common occurrence that is happening multiple times in the past. Whenever somebody who is defending somebody who is guilty, instead of providing actual arguments, they try to make the other person feel bad by bullying them. This final argument is one that resonated with me deeply. Her argument states that you can ask any of her followers if she's ever talked to them in any way irregular, and they'll say no. This is an argument that at face value would make sense, but the more you think about it, the less sense it starts to make. Let's put ourselves into the eyes of the predator for this situation. If you are a predator, you wouldn't look for somebody that is in your community because that would make you vulnerable as a creator. The smart choice would be go for somebody that has no idea who you are, so you have a clean state to them, and they can't get any information on you to expose you to their audience. After these arguments, Raxts was banned from Please Donate, and she's released multiple threads about it and multiple Twitter spaces that were supposed to be about the drama, but ended up with her saying more questionable things.
Imagine in 10 years time, I come in contact with that person who lied about their age again, and I can legally date them and people get mad.
And other than that, not addressing it. While this was happening, Raxts had bribed multiple staff members with 10,000 Robux, and she was unbanned because she convinced some of the staff members that she was innocent. Why would somebody who says they're going to donate all the money they earn back to their audience bribe somebody to be able to make more money? The excuse that it's because she wants to give the money away to others doesn't work, because if she was banned from that game, she can simply donate to her audience on one of the other hundreds of donation games on Roblox, or give her audience money directly through purchasing their shirt, provided they give a link. During Raxts' ban, the Please Donate staff had misgendered her and used the wrong pronouns, and she decided to make a big deal about this and say something about it countless times, which is probably her most blatant hypocrisy she's ever shown, as there's multiple screenshots of her misgendering people and making fun of pronouns on Twitter Spaces. I personally do not think Raxts has groomed anybody. I think the person she talked to deserves an apology, even if it is unwanted. At the time when they were talking, the ages were 17 and 14, which looks questionable on paper, but assuming it doesn't get overly sexual, it could be worse. I still think that Raxts is guilty of things that are worse than this, however. Screenshots like this cannot be explained to me, and they are not acceptable. The public deserves an honest statement from Raxts where she considers all angles of the situation, and Raxts, if you've made it this far, I think you should do what's been asked of you before, and take a break from the internet to work more on you.
Well, fist bump? I don't fist bump people like you, man. These are just the these. This shit still so cold when it drop, it's gonna be a motherfucking snow day.